A body found in Guam waters confirms a family's worst fears. Good evening, Guam. I'm Jeff Marchessault. This is Newswatch. They prayed for the best, but prepared for the worst. David Macaluso reports the body of a missing fisherman was recovered off Ipan Beach today.
It's day 2 of the recovery effort, and the Guam Fire Department, U.S. Navy, and the Coast Guard found the first of 2 fishermen who were reported missing since Wednesday night. Paul Monkea's body was found around 9 a.m. this morning.
We found one still in the channel, about 65 feet down below the current. So there is still hope that we're going to do another dive to follow, because the conditions are a lot more favorable today than they were yesterday.
According to GFD Battalion Chief Tom Wistig, yesterday the undertow was very strong and it prevented the recovery divers from going into deeper waters. LC Pangilinan appreciates all the hard work the men are doing during this recovery effort and is relieved that one body was found. Pangilinan has a feeling the recovery team will find her 2 family members because she saw 2 birds which she believes are the souls of her 2 nephews.
There was one bird that just flew right to our car and it almost went into our window. So when we were heading up to my house, there was one bird was just standing right on my yard, just facing over to my house. So my hope is they will find both bodies today.
At around 1 p.m., Wistig postponed the recovery efforts due to the strong currents, but says they will resume first thing tomorrow morning. Reporting for Guam Newswatch, I'm David Macaluso.
Last night, Guam Newswatch brought you the latest on defrocked priest Raymond Cepeda. Tonight, conflicting statements from the Archdiocese raise questions about the time it has taken for the church to address allegations of abuse against Cepeda, and in making these allegations known to the public. All the while, Cepeda remained in the trusted position of local priest. Official Archdiocese statements made to Guam Newswatch yesterday revealed that it took nearly 5 years for the Catholic Church to take action against Cepeda for an incident that occurred in 2004, and that it was investigated only within the church. Yet in the same interview, Deacon Jeff Barcinas reassures the community that the church takes these allegations seriously and urges any victims to report incidents to the proper authorities as well as the church. Here's more from our interview with Jeff Barcinas.
So it took 5 years, so that means that the first instance of credible allegations that would spark an investigation began in 2004?
The incident that prompted the legislation was actually about that time. Then the Archbishop then took the process forward in terms of not only removing Father Ray from his ministry within the parish, and also away from other victims that may be affected by his presence, and then initiated the process of legislation to Rome, which is a very lengthy process because it took almost over 5 years for it to take place, to hear from the Vatican to remove him completely from being considered a clergy. The Archdiocese has open its outreach in terms of seeking those victims out there to come forward, to report it to the appropriate authorities, and also to come to the church, and so that way we can also take the necessary step to deal with the clergy that has sexually abused to any of the victims out there. We do not look very lightly on any allegations of abuse.
A day after Public Health announces an outbreak of over 100 mumps cases on island, Newswatch discovers that Simon Sanchez High School is operating without a registered nurse. The situation is raising red flags about school compliance and student safety at a time when Public Health is expecting the outbreak of this painful viral disease to worsen on Guam. Not only does the situation put Sanchez students and staff at risk, but other campuses too. Now that various schools are rotating their staff nurses to attend to Sanchez students' needs at the risk of their own.
I've got children that are on insulin injections at school and have seizures and things like that, as they have the potential for problems. So we're always worried, if we're pulled away, who's going to cover for us?
The Adequate Education Act requires each public school to have a certified health counselor on staff. Hendrick says a health counselor is a registered nurse, the person qualified to administer acute care. He says Sanchez has been without an RN since last summer. Sanchez's assistant principal confirmed the school is now rotating nurses. Meantime, while Hendricks reports one recent case of mumps at Brody, the media reports 2 cases at Sanchez. Here we are at Simon Sanchez High School in Gigo. We tried to ask the principal what they're doing at the campus to protect students from further exposure to the mumps, but we didn't get further than the parking lot. It happened just before 5, 16 miles northwest of Agutya. We got calls into our newsroom about people feeling the shaking in their cars. The U.S. Geological Survey initially said it was a magnitude 5.7, but that was later downgraded to a 5.4. We have not heard any reports of damage. Coming up, a lack of respect is turning this village into a dumping ground. After the break. Welcome back. For the past 3 weeks, people have been illegally dumping their trash along the roadside in Santa Rita. The mayor is asking the public to cooperate.
I was one of the first villages to be cleaning up get rid of all my white goods, abandoned vehicles. But unfortunately, one of the residents put out their appliance on the side of the road, which they weren't supposed to do. And I guess it invited the public to come and dump. If you can hear me, please, no dumping. They'll come to your village. If the governor can hear me, I need your help real back.
Workers at some of Guam's biggest government agencies have been waiting for years for a union contract, and they may have run out of patience. Those workers include firefighters, ambulance drivers, and stevedores at the Port Authority. The Guam Federation of Teachers was given the okay starting in 2006 to recruit them, but so far not one of these agencies has reached an agreement. So much time has passed that the Department of Administration says the Federation may have lost their chance to negotiate. Just as well, since workers who were initially excited to join no longer want to because of union demands.
Some of these employees are very, from what I heard, is that they're unhappy because of the union's policy that if you withdraw your membership within, they were told that they still have to pay for the remainder of the year. They're at a loss.
The DOA will review whether the Federation has enough workers who still want to join. Before we leave you, we want to let you know of a traffic alert near the Naval Station tomorrow. Crews will be repairing one of the Navy's power circuits. That's going to affect the traffic signal at the intersection of routes 1 and 2A near the Navy base front gate. Workers and work will be done from 8:30 to 6:30 on Saturday. Monday's the big day. That's when reporter Tina Chow becomes my co-anchor on the new 30-minute version of this cast at 6 and 10 right here on CW4. Till then, go to GuamNewsWatch.com for reviewing all of the very latest stories this week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday. Good night.